Hi, my name is Billy Tobenkin with adultcello.com. Today I'd like to talk to you about an issue that some adult beginners have. I definitely had it, and that's creating a good sound on the low strings. There was a point where I had been playing for a few months and I was starting to get a pretty decent sound on the top string, pretty good on the D string, and then there was a rapid fall off, especially on the C string. I found it was so hard to get. I'd listen, on YouTube and stuff, and there'd be this players playing with this fat, rich sound. It was like just delicious. And then I would play, and it just very surfacey and like no body to the sound. I have an exercise for that, if that's something you think you suffer from, which I certainly did. So basically the issue with this is that we're getting a surfacey sound and we're not getting the string to start vibrating enough at the beginning. And so it doesn't really catch. And so you're just kind of gliding on the surface of it. So what I do is, to work on this, I'll set with a somewhat heavy but relaxed hand, I set the bow down and I try to wiggle the string back and forth without having it make any sound. So what I'm establishing here is a really sticky, solid, with a heavy hand, a sticky, solid contact point. And then you sort of give it an impulse, and because you've got that stickiness, the string will catch and you'll get kind of the beginning of that fat sound. So to continue that, once you overcome the inertia of the string, and it's now vibrating, I just keep feeding it a certain amount of weight and speed depending on, kind of where you are on the string, and just keep going. And if you look closely here, I'll show you the surfacey version. So it is vibrating, but not too much. And then, so it really starts to oscillate and vibrate when you catch it. And that's something you can visually check. Sometimes you're not 100% certain what the sound should be. So if you see the string vibrating that wildly, you're probably onto something. One last little analogy from a student that was having trouble with this. I was telling him, he was working harder and harder, but we weren't hearing a huge sound difference. So I said, it's like a paintbrush, and right now, with your hand, you're gripping the handle of the paintbrush harder and harder and squeezing the life out of it, but you're not like pushing the bristles into the wall better. So you can squeeze all you want into the handle, but the paint is on the bristles. So the idea is, it's not about, gripping the bow harder when you want a bigger sound, but it's about making sure that the hair is sticky onto the string, and that there's enough weight in the hair, but not, you could squeeze the life out of the bow and still have a tiny sound. So try to think of that as like you're not focusing power here, but you're transferring the weight into the string. Thanks very much.